Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go through a couple of older bucks and we are going to pick the best one for one of our mentees. They're in need of some heft. Some of their bucks are a little bit on the small side and they're going to be looking for something with a little bit more loin and a better top line than they have currently. So we're going to go through all of our bucks. We're going to show you everybody that is kind of fits that category, and then we're going to do a little bit of a garden box update, and we're probably going to harvest. There are no eggs. Yes, get. There are no eggs in there right now. The geese are getting a little bit broody again. So they're consistently going in to the coop and trying to sit on like 2 eggs. So the first buck that we're going to look at is going to be Slate. And then after that we are going to tentatively look at Zaphod. But both of those bucks might be staying, so we're going to also look at Freya's litter and see what is available for bucks in that litter too, and then we will sort of stack them up and see how they're growing. They might, and our mentee might end up having to take a younger buck depending on how well Zaphod and Slate stack up, because we might need them for at least the fall breeding program, if not until next year. So this is Slate. Everyone's blowing their coat right now, so they look awful. But it does seem like he is going to end up peaking just a little bit early than I would like. And then his shoulders are not as wide as I'd like, so there's that. And I kind of tentatively know what's going on with Slate and Zaphod, but I always check again before I offer up anything off of the farm, because he does have a decent loin. He's got a decent loin. Not really what I'd like to see though, as far as everything else goes. He does have a handsome face, and he's not as blankety as I would prefer. I want all of this to be blue, and it is not. So there's that. Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't think I can let him leave the farm. And not in a bad way. I think I just have to use him, actually. So it looks like for sure Slate's gonna go. Yeah, he's gonna have to stay. Probably not gonna. I think I need him for my breeding program, so he probably won't go. But take a look at this nice head he's got. He's got a fantastic head. Why? There are no eggs in there and the door is closed. I wanted to show you guys this really nice doe that is set to go to barn B. So this doe is a Sonia doe. She is gonna go as soon as I have the time and the space to get over there to process animals. This doe is gonna go right over there. She does peak a little early. I'm not thrilled with her. I'm not thrilled with. I want her to peak a little bit back, and I want her to have a little bit more top line, but she'd be a perfect candidate for barn B. For now, barn B is mostly also a meat barn. She's primarily focused on meat, so decent shoulder width. Not bad. Let's see if I can do it this way so you guys kind of see where I'm looking at. So from top from the top, she doesn't look too bad. But also, I try to look at all angles. But she's not bad. And she'll make a good candidate for Barn B, who is less focused on showing and more for meat production. Okay, so this is potentially the buck that is going as well. The problem with bucks like this is they're gonna look really nice at around 8 weeks. And then by the time they hit 10, they're gonna get ugly. Or at least that's been the trend in my barn. So unfortunately, with bucks like this, who look pretty decent at 8 weeks, sometimes, and this happens with does and bucks, sometimes what happens is at 10 weeks, they start to get ugly. And sometimes they don't come back from it. Sometimes they just stay ugly. So I've had this happen a couple times with Freya kits. It's okay, buddy. Where you pose them up at 8 or 9 weeks, and then by 10 to 12 weeks, they are significantly less attractive than when you looked at them earlier. So, which poses a problem when you're trying to pick offspring for other barns, because if you're picking offspring for other barns, you want to pick what you want to pick something that's worthwhile. So this guy, I think he's worthwhile, and I will also get pictures and video of him, and I'll send them over so they can decide if they want me to continue growing this little buck out and see how he fares, or if they just want to go ahead and take Slate, because Slate is not going to change much. He's already at the point where he's not going to change much. He might get a little bit more weight on him, but that's about it. He's not going to change too much structure wise. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. It's all right. But they might want me to grow this guy out. We'll see. And just because we're already playing with Freya's litter, let's stack up a doe, because we specialize in the blue and the chocolate variety over here at Barn A. So anytime there's a black hanging about, even if it's a doe, it's definitely considered. Oh my goodness, I might have to grow you out a little bit. And her fur's not that bad. She is a Preston Freya kit, so I would expect her to have some decent fur. Also, she seems to be a really nice candidate for, just having a good personality. She's easy to catch, and she's easy to catch. She doesn't really throw an attitude, which is nice, which is good, because preferably I'd like to breed animals that have good personalities as well. But she's not bad. We'll keep an eye on this section of her, because Freya kits and usually Phillip kits tend to have long shoulders, but she is a Preston kit, so I'm hoping that her shoulders don't stay long, that they'll beef out a little bit, but we'll see. Okay, now we're gonna go look at the garden that I've definitely neglected this season because I have got caught up at work. and I have not had any time to do much of anything in the garden. So we'll probably harvest a little bit too. I see some tomatoes in there that need to get off the vine as soon as possible, so. It's so dark in here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, okay. So I need to harvest in here. Big time. Big time. I gotta go get my tomato vine cutter. These are the best tool to get these tomatoes off the vine. They're kind of funky. Get that one off as is. Nice. Look at this guy. This guy is going to be fantastic. I hope it does not fall before it ripens, because that would be a tragedy. Next, we are going to be harvesting sun golds. And if you are a cherry tomato person, you know that sun golds are absolutely wonderful. It's not really the end of the season for these tomatoes, but I've just gotten so busy that I can't really keep like doing much with them. So they're gonna fruit as much as they're gonna fruit, and then they are going to be either pulled out or, I don't know, given to somebody that's not me, because I have so many that I can't even handle it right now. When I say that I let this garden go, this is what I mean. This is a pickling cucumber. This is not supposed to be that big for anybody who is not new to growing things in the garden. Pickling cucumbers are not supposed to get this big unless you're using them for seed, in which case I would leave everything I have on the vine and let it get really, really big and yellow, and then I would dry the seeds. But I don't do that because Johnny Seeds exists, and I don't have that time. I just don't have the time. I spent like $7.50 on this one box, between like soil, like you know, soil from the soil store to fill the bed, plus all of the soil, the starting mix to seed everything, and then like the seeds themselves. So I spent $750 to let my cucumbers get really, really big and unusable, and to donate all of my tomatoes, because I do not have the time to process them. If anyone tells you gardening is a way to save money in groceries, they're selling something. Probably seeds or soil or tools. I do love gardening though. Makes me happy. So I guess there's that. I just realized that all of my harvest containers are still at all of my friends' houses where I left them last, because I've given them so many veggies. So this is my new harvest container for now. For anyone who is starting out like with basil plants, don't let them do this. It throws off all of the flavor, and then it gets bitter, or at least that's been my experience. Don't let them go to seed. Again, I've just been ridiculously busy, and it is September, so by the time September hits, basil's kind of ready to bolt. They're ready to, like, you know, be done for the season. So, but and fun fact, the more you pluck and break the top of these, the bushier the plant gets. So there's my tip for today for you guys. Ta-da! I will still eat these because I grew them, and waste not, want not, I guess. Also, it doesn't really bother me that much, but if you like grow for a market or anything, your consumers are not going to be happy with this type of basil. So don't let it go to seed. We do have Anaheim peppers too in the back, but I'm not going to show you what those look like because the plants look awful. For reference, this is how big a pickling cuke it should be. That's how big it's supposed to be. This is too big. So don't ignore your cucumbers, because I checked these guys literally 24 hours ago and they are now way too big. Way too big. That's gonna do it for me today, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me. Now I'm gonna go try to find someone to take all of these extra veggies that I can't do anything with. So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll see you guys in the next one.